Welcome back, Rita fans, to a special edition of Rita Replays. Because of the great reception we've had over the few weeks that we've been doing this, we got some film from some other alumni, and this week we've got the 1977 Prep Bowl Championship at Soldier Field against the Lane Tech Indians. So we do apologize for some shaky camera work, but the technology wasn't what it was and what it is right now. So without further ado, here's the Mustangs in the 1977 Prep Bowl Championship.
From Soldier Field on Chicago's lakefront, it's the 44th annual Prep Bowl. Good afternoon and welcome to Soldier Field. In this corner, Ed Brennan, and in this corner, head football coach at Brother Rice High School, Tom Mitchell. And one thing is that everyone has a lot of opinions on this game. Tom Mitchell, what's yours?
I believe we're going to have a wide-open offensive show today, and I believe the quarterbacks are going to be the difference. For Lane Tech, it'll be Mark Whittinghill. For St. Rita, it's going to be Marty Strosha.
Okay, you talked a little bit about Scott Craig before the game, and he's got some problems. He is, of course, the fine receiver for St. Rita.
Yes, Scott broke a finger on his left hand, and I expect Marty Strosha to throw a little more to his backs coming out of the backfield today.
Okay, Ed Brennan, we'll also talk a little bit about defense, considering the kind of defense these two teams played in their respective championship games.
Yeah, and one thing you've got to consider also is the size of the lines. St. Rita is outweighed 70 pounds a man versus Lane Tech. So that's going to be a big factor. Now, we won't have a weather problem out here today as far as movement on the field is concerned. Both teams are equal in that respect. We won't see somebody slowed up by snow or anything of that nature that we had last week. But that 70 pounds a man has got to mean something, and we'll find out what it does mean as we get out here and get into this ball game.
Well, there are two proud teams here, and each team has put something on the line. Lane Tech has a perfect record. Coach Pat Cronin of St. Rita's says that St. Rita never loses 2 in a row. What's going to happen? We'll bring it all to you. We'll take a look right after this. And if you're ready, we are certainly ready for playing of our national anthem. School marching band, and as we mentioned, it is a clear but cold day out here at Soldier Field. Of course, that's nothing unusual to us as we see St. Rita's Mustangs making their appearance onto the field from the far side of the stadium. Lane Tech already on the field. They will be on the near side. You see them huddled around head coach Ron Rio right below you. Our officials for today's game, the referee is Tom Quinn, the umpire is Ed Hassel, the head linesman is Ray Doran, the field judge is Richard Reels, and the back judge is Harold Mitchell.
One thing, Greg, they keep talking about the fact that Lane is so much bigger than St. Rita, but one thing that the writers have been bringing up is the fact that Pat Cronin of St. Rita can really inspire a team. They say he's one of the most inspiring talkers to a team before they go into a game than there is extant today. So it may well be that if he can stir them up, we'll have one heck of a ball game. Before the game, we talked to writers again, and very frankly, they were a little hesitant to do any picking. They just let it kind of you pick 'em game. They weren't kidding around about it.
I see it, Ed, as a very tight ball game. And again, you know, I can't stress the importance of the play of the quarterbacks here today. And like I said, with Scott Craig being hurt, you're going to see a lot of these backs coming out of the backfield for St. Rita and Strosha throwing to them. And I don't know how well prepared Lane Tech is for that.
Well, we've got a lot on the line today. As I said, Pat Cronin said St. Rita never loses 2 in a row. And, of course, the Public League has won this game last year for the first time in some 17 years, and they want to keep it that way. Co-captains out at midfield now. Lane Tech, number 60, is Luis Munoz. Number 17, Mark Whittinghill. Number 33 is Art Fumetto. And number 83 is Chuck Richards. Out there for St. Rita High School, 64 is Mike Rafflin. See number 47 out there. That is Joe Barry. There's some question as to whether he's going to be able to play this afternoon.
A knee injury, apparently, yeah. Whether he'll be able to go the whole distance is a little problematical. Incidentally, if we may, for just a moment, best wishes to Jim Barry, Joe's younger brother, who's in Christ Hospital. This is the first St. Rita game he's missed, so everybody wishes him to get well very soon.
Well, Jim is going to be happy to hear that St. Rita has won the toss and they have elected to receive. St. Lane Tech will kick it away, and they shake hands at center field, and we'll be underway shortly. Both of these teams very impressive on the road to this game. Last Sunday, St. Rita defeated Loyola Academy 14-0. 2 fine touchdown plays and an outstanding defense shut off the Ramblers. Lane Tech, of course, been outstanding on offense and defense all year long. They have a perfect 11-0 record, and they defeated Prosser last Saturday afternoon 49-6.
And this is the 44th revival of this prep bowl game. It's been called the Kelly Bowl, the Mayor Daley Bowl, but it's always been this Catholic and Public League Championship game. And this is the 44th renewal of that championship.
Number 50, Luigi Belmonte, will do the kicking off for Lane Tech. Back in deep safety for the Mustangs of St. Rita. Number 27 is Mike Murphy on the near side, and we'll have to hold off as the kickoff goes to the 35-yard line. It's fumbled there, and it looks like Lane Tech has recovered.
Little pregame nerves there.
35, Mike Rapkin fumbled the kickoff at his own 35-yard line, and Lane Tech recovered at the St. Rita 39-yard line. The first big break of the game goes to Lane Tech.
Lane Tech has come up with excellent field position. All right, their size can definitely be a factor against St. Rita's lack of size here.
He was running with the ball before he really had a handle on it.
All right, first down, 10 yards to go for Lane Tech at the 39 of St. Rita. Mark Whittinghill calls the signals, and Bob Feldy in motion, and Whittinghill to throw over the middle, the post pattern. In and out of his hands. Number 83 was Chuck Richards, and Jim Riles, number 24, was there on the coverage, and that looked like 6 points if he could have held on to it.
He had all the time in the world to throw.
The receiver there, the ball was well thrown. I think the youngster just took his eye off the ball at the last minute. Watch this.
That ball is wobbling a little bit in the air.
But it's right there.
Yes.
One thing we might mention, that receiver is also looking back into a very bright sun this afternoon. 2nd and 10, the ball at the St. Rita 39. Sanabria in motion, and the pitch to Bob Feldy. Good block, cuts inside of it to the 30, and out of bounds at about the 29-yard line, where number 42, Jeff Taylor, comes up from his safety position to make the tackle.
Well, we're looking for that confrontation now between the supposedly quicker St. Rita defense against the heavy avalanche of power that Lane has in that offensive line.
We have a flag on the play, and it's going to go against Lane Tech, which will wipe out a fine gain, approximately 10-yard gain by Bob Feldy. Bob Feldy, of course, a story in himself. He was the Public League's leading scorer, Red-White Division this year, with some 17, 18 touchdowns. He added 3 more against Prosser last Saturday afternoon.
Illegal motion.
That moves the ball back to the St. Rita 44-yard line, where Lane Tech will put it in play, 2nd and 15. Long count by Whittinghill, and Whittinghill pitches back to Feldy. Another block inside and out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. We talked last week about how well Bob Feldy uses those blockers, and he used them well that time. Knocked out of bounds by linebacker Pat Bayers, number 61.
However, he's limping after the play there. That'd be a big loss to Lane Tech here, Greg.
Number 39, Bob Flamini, is into the lineup. For Lane Tech, he replaces number 30, Tony Giacomino, and 43, Dan Wickel, comes into the ball game for Lane Tech into the backfield.
3rd and 6.
The ball at the St. Rita 35-yard line. Big break for Lane Tech. They recovered a fumble on the opening kickoff as Whittinghill calls the signal. The give is right up the middle, and big Bob Flamini powers his way to about the 30-yard line, where number 47, Joe Barry, makes the stop.
I don't think he did not make the first down.
No, he came up short. It's going to be 4th and about a half a yard. No, make it a little longer than that. 4th and about a yard and a half.
Joe Barry, number 47, did not play at all last week against Loyola Academy. Had a tremendous fill-in. Number 67, Mark Zavagnin, was in on just about every other tackle. And St. Rita, big play here for both teams, 4th and 1.
Rita has got to hold him to get that ball back.
Whittinghill on the keeper, and he may not have made it. He may not have made it, and I believe the ball's going to go over. Strong middle defense on the part of St. Rita. Mike Rafflin, Pat Bayers, Joe Barry, all of them in on the tackle to stop Mark Whittinghill. And it is 1st and 10 for the Mustangs now at the 30-yard line.
And that's got to be a tremendous morale booster for St. Rita to know they held him there.
All right, we will set the St. Rita offense as soon as we can. Marty Strosha keeps the ball and dives for about a yard, maybe 2, before the middle of the Lane Tech defense brings him down. Linebacker Ted Tim in on the tackle, number 55. St. Rita offensive line split end is number 80, Scott Craig, Vince Minich and Lance Krajacek at tackles, Brad Stubich and Pat Cleary at guards, and Jim Lang is the center. The tight end is Jim Byrne, number 85. Marty Strosha brings them up. He has John McGowan, Mike Murphy, and flanker John O'Neill in the backfield. Strosha going to roll left and look for a receiver, and he's going to keep it. 30, 35, 40, out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
I don't think Cronin is too crazy about seeing him run with those bruised ribs. He did get out of bounds before he got hit, but he landed hard over there.
I think it was designed to be a running play right from the start. If you notice, Scott Craig on the play went right down and put a block on the defensive back.
Yeah, he did.
Strosha has enough for the first down at about the 41, 42-yard line.
He landed hard, though, out of bounds, and they were a little concerned for him because he does have those bruised ribs.
Lane's rover back, number 42, Steve Whiting in on the tackle. 1st and 10 from their own 42, and Marty Strosha going to roll right. This time he looks for a receiver, and wide open out here is John O'Neill before he's knocked down at the Lane Tech 43-yard line. Cornerback Dave Peterson came up to make the tackle. This is a good pattern, Tom.
It's putting a lot of pressure. The fake of the backs up in there, hold those linebackers, and now we get isolated coverage out here on O'Neill.
Scott Craig cleared out the defense, and John O'Neill cut right in under him. First down at the Lane Tech 43, and St. Rita on the move. 9:45 to play here in the first quarter. Strosha, the give to Mike Murphy. Murphy across the 40, inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. John Larson, number 70, big number 70, 6'1", 225-pound senior, made the tackle for Lane Tech. No doubt, of course, that Lane Tech has the size advantage in this game. Some feel that St. Rita may be a little bit quicker, and there will be the test. Quickness versus size and strength.
Well, the quickness is paying off so far.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. 38-yard line, Strosha rolling left. Good block in the backfield, and he throws it, and it is falling short, and it falls incomplete. There, trying for the interception, was cornerback Bill Moylan, number 26. That ball intended for Scott Craig.
I think we're getting a good look at St. Rita's game plan here early. They're working off tackle at the outside. They're trying to fake up in there and hold those linebackers inside so that there's no under coverage on those outside receivers.
Scott Craig just maybe used primarily as a decoy today with that bad hand.
I don't doubt it.
That ball intended for him and underthrown by about 4 or 5 yards. It is a 3rd and 5 for St. Rita. The ball at the Lane 38-yard line. And Marty Strosha with almost a straight drop. Now he rolls right and looks over the middle. And Scott Craig with the diving catch at the 25.
Can't hurt your hands that way. He took it right in the gut and just went down with it.
Excellent catch by Scott Craig.
Excellent concentration by the young man.
And the defense was coming from the outside against Strosha. He just got rid of it.
Clock begins to move now. We have 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. It is a first down. Call it the 26-yard line of Lane Tech. St. Rita having recovered from a bad break to start the ball game. Now 3 consecutive first downs. Strosha rolling left. And he's going to throw it. Throws for Scott Craig in the end zone. Touchdown! Scott Craig walking a tightrope down there.
I don't think the official was sure whether or not he was in bounds there for a split second. He wanted to be sure.
I kept looking for 2 or 3 officials. Somebody throwing your hands to something. By George, they finally did.
Let's take a look. For one thing, Marty Strosha got an awful lot of time, and here is Scott Craig beating his man to the corner of the end zone and just inside before he stepped out of bounds.
I think a great deal of credit for the success of that play has to go to Mike Murphy, who chopped the end on that and gave Marty Strosha enough time to throw the ball.
John O'Neill will do the holding. Marty Strosha will attempt the point after. The place down, and the kick looks good, and it is good. We have time out on the field with the score. St. Rita's Mustangs 7, the Lane Tech Indians nothing. We'll be back in just a moment. 30-yard line for St. Rita. Low one on the ground, bouncing and taken by Lane at the 27-yard line, and the tackle is made just short of the 40.
Another thing about Marty Strosha on that last touchdown play, he kept his cool. He was a little tempted to maybe try and run with it, but he kept looking for his receivers downfield and finally found them.
Art Fumetto with the return on that, and Buddy Brennan and Joe Barry in on the tackle for St. Rita. 1st and 10, 38-yard line for Lane Tech's Indians. Had the first big break of the game, could not capitalize on it. St. Rita came back with a 26-yard touchdown pass. Marty Strosha to Scott Craig. Whitting Hill calls signals John Sanabria in motion, and Lane jumps offside.
Right guard.
Co-captain Luis Munoz, number 60, jumped off on the play.
There were 7 plays for 70 yards in a elapsed time of 1:52 for St. Rita in that scoring drive at 7-0 over Lane.
How'd you like to move the ball 70 plays in less than 2 minutes?
It was a well-executed offensive drive, Greg.
All right, 1st and 15 now, 33-yard line. Lane Tech getting to work out of a hole. Sanabria in motion to the right side. Whitting Hill gives to Feldy up the middle, a good hole. Out to about the 40-yard line, about the 39 they're going to call it, before Pat Bayers and Greg Massajunas make the tackle. Set that St. Rita defense for you. 66 and 87, Greg Massajunas and Matt Wittry, as you take a look at Feldy going up the middle.
Nice hole there.
You know, Lane Tech has executed very well in spots. However, penalties and inability to catch the ball has hurt them.
St. Rita defense 55 and 65 are John Botica and Ed Duffy at tackle, Mike Rafflin at the middle guard. Whitting Hill gives to the first man up the middle. That is Terry Pera before Pat Bayers makes the tackle. It looks like the Lane Tech Indians want to try and see if they can run against that Mustang defense early in the ball game. We'll leave them with 5 yards to go as you take a look at the Lane Tech sideline. And that is Coach Ron Rio.
Well, unless Lane can establish their running game, they're going to have a tough time with their aerial game.
You may see some of that aerial game here. Mark Whitting Hill has a 3rd and 5, and he is on a keeper. On the keeper, and he did not make it. Fine tackle on the play by Ron Marciano, number 41, and 55, John Botica, who trailed the play and did not take the inside fake.
Oh, well, I think it was designed to come back in over the middle. I think Rita got an excellent play from the defensive end out there.
Well, let's watch it again here.
Excellent play inside by St. Rita defense. Greg Massajunas knocking down what Tom Mitchell feels a potential ball carrier. Tough to hand it off when your man is on the ground.
That's right.
4th and 4, and St. Rita will kick it away. 41 is Dave Peterson, and Mike Murphy is back in single safety for the Mustangs.
When he steps up, he'll kick it from about the 35.
He gets it away, a fine kick, spiraling down. Murphy at his own 19-yard line. Gets one block, gets another block across the 30, out to the 35. Fine return by Mike Murphy, and that is where the Mustangs will put it in play. 1st and 10, their own 35-yard line.
And there was a potential for a clip here, but he waited until the man turned around. Watch that right there. He did wait till he turned around enough, so he avoided the clip on the block.
Big number 61 for Lane Tech High School is Mike Ryan. He was in on the tackle. Marty Strosha fakes up the middle, rolls left, looks for a receiver, and he is going to be nailed behind the line of scrimmage. Fine pursuit by the Indians. 55, Ted Tim was there, so was 89, Rudy Mayfield.
He took the long way out there. He had plenty of room to run. But just did not find his receivers downfield, anybody open, so he just went out to the sideline.
I think the success of that play was based on the way the defensive end from Lane Tech handled it. He did not pinch down, but rather forced the quarterback to take a deeper route.
And I believe we have an official's call on the play. They're going to march off about 15 yards against Lane Tech. going to bring it close to midfield to the St. Rita 38-yard line, and we'll wait for the call.
And that makes it 1st and 10. Holding. That's a bad break against Lane when they had just broken through and gotten to Strocia for a loss there, only to have the whole thing nullified, and a 1st down gain by St. Rita.
Lane may be feeling the jitters here. They played a near flawless game last week against Prosser. Marty Strocia going to roll right this time, throw back to the left, and it is complete and out of bounds to John McGowan, number 33, the tailback.
Nice timing on the play and a lot of time for him to throw.
I think we're seeing St. Rita's game plan coming out here. They're not going to Scott Craig, but rather they're bringing those backs out of the backfield. In fact, that last holding call, the linebacker held McGowan as he was trying to get out of the backfield, and that was the reason for the flag.
Cornerback Bill Moylan knocked him out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Lane Tech, 2nd and a short 2. And the give up the middle is to McGowan, and McGowan punches through to the 40-yard line, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Co-captain Art Fumetto making the tackle for Lane Tech.
Well, with 6:13 to go in this 1st quarter, it is something that, very frankly, I didn't expect. St. Rita is dominating this thing right now.
Number 70, John Larson, out of the ball game for Lane Tech, and coming in is number 85, Brian Johnson, tight end on offense. Marty Strocia up the middle, John McGowan. McGowan has room to run. Fine tackle. Oh, Art Fumetto went down low, and John McGowan went up high, and that was the result.
78 is hurt. John Chaplin is hurt. He's coming off the field under his own power.
And limping a little bit on the sideline. He's going to sit down and take a rest. Gain of 8 for John McGowan. Make it 2nd and 2 at the Lane Tech 32-yard line. St. Rita leading 7-0. Driving for more. Strocia, Mike Murphy. Murphy with a hole across the 25 to the 24-yard line where Ted Tim made the tackle for Lane Tech.
And another 1st down for Rita. They're driving. They already lead 7-0 in the 1st quarter.
Another 1st down. They're going to place it at the 24-yard line of Lane Tech. St. Rita with another 1st down. They must have a ton of 1st downs in this 1st period.
Lane has got to clamp down here.
Marty Strocia to Mike Murphy. Murphy 5, 6, 7 yards inside the 20, and a penalty marker flies.
It's in the defense. We'll find out.
That may be a late hit on the part of Lane Tech. We'll have to wait for Tom Quinn's call. The ball is now at the 18. It's a personal foul against Lane Tech. That will move the ball deeper into Lane Tech territory. Let's take a look at it. Here's the tackle, and there's the late hit.
I think this is all part of the frustration that's going on out there on the part of Lane. Rita's mixing up their plays very well, keeping them off balance, and the kids from Lane Tech seem to be a little frustrated right now.
And it's another 1st down inside the 10 at the 9.
Marty Strocia waits for orders from the sideline, and number 60, Pat Cleary, hauls him in from coach Pat Cronin. Lane coaching staff headed by Ron Rio watching intently. 1st and goal, St. Rita from the 9. The give up the middle, Mike Murphy. Murphy battles his way for 2 yards, probably no more than that. Or a swarm of Lane Tech Indians led by number 72, Marshall Cheatham. I saw Marshall Cheatham before the game down on the field, and look at his stats. They're very believable. 6'2", 260 pounds.
We're down the goal line situation, and they're playing full house down here. They'll probably be running to the left away from Scott Craig because of the injury.
2nd and 7. The fake up the middle. Strocia carries outside. Touchdown. Beautiful fake into the line by Marty Strocia.
It is now 13-0. Watch Strocia. Fake handoff into the line, then he sweeps the left end. Nobody is near him.
Oh, John O'Neill carried that fake out beautifully, right into the center of the line. Lane Tech went for it. It was 6 points for St. Rita.
You know, Marty Strocia was written up in the paper as feeling that he was kind of a goat last year in last year's game, and he swore up and down he was not going to be the goat this year.
I don't think there's ever a reason for a young man to feel that way. This is a team sport.
Marty Strocia's kick is up and good. 4:26 to play here in the 1st quarter. St. Rita 14 and Lane Tech nothing.
And I don't think anybody would have guessed that.
think as you get down to the high school level, and Tom, we were talking about this before, the unpredictability of the inconsistency sometimes of kids at that level.
That's correct. Momentum, if you want to call it, or intensity, whatever you want to name it, it's always there at the high school level and is a tremendous factor. Now, the big thing for Lane is not to panic and let this thing snowball on them.
Well, they said that Pat Cronin could really inspire a team with his talks. Apparently, he's got another patent on that thing for today.
Well, I'll tell you, the biggest mistake that any of us or anyone in this stadium could make is that Lane Tech is out of this game, and I know Ron Rio knows that he isn't, and certainly Pat Cronin hasn't even let that enter into his mind. St. Rita, 14-0 lead, and Mark Strimmel will kick it away.
4:26 to go in the first quarter.
John Sanabria is one of the deep men, and it is taken by Sanabria at the 15th, across the 25 in the big hole. John Sanabria! John Sanabria! One man, Jim Riles, taking to cut him off, and he is pulled down at the 1-yard line.
His knee hit at the 1. Wow, a foot race. Sanabria found his opening, went down. One man had a possible shot at him and didn't get him. Another man came from out of nowhere, and they finally caught him.
John Sanabria took it at the 13 and rambled right up the middle. One man misses him there, and he breaks into the open at midfield. Now watch, kicker Mark Strimmel, number 3, and number 24, Jim Riles, will come from behind, and they will drag him down 1 yard short of the end zone.
There's the unpredictability of high school football.
86 yards. John Sanabria has put Lane Tech back into this ball game, and Mark Whittinghill will call the signals from the 1. The give up the middle, 32 is Terry Parra.
He did not make it.
Terry Parra stopped short of the goal line. Stopped there by number 42, Jeff Taylor. Safety man came up to make the stop.
St. Rita stopped them before when they were deep in their territory. Not this deeply, however.
Make that number 80, Scott Craig, in on the tackle. 1/2 yard, about 6, not even that far. Second down, Whittinghill fakes to Feldy, throws this side and overthrows his intended receiver, 85, Brian Johnson, the tight end.
He just lofted a little soft pass as though there was supposed to be another receiver out there. I was wondering if he was held up at the line or what. He was supposed to, I think, the way the thing developed, like the quarterback expected his receiver to be further out.
39, Bob Flamini, 220-pounder, has come in at the fullback position. As you take a look at the scoring drive, St. Rita went 7 plays, took 7 plays to go 65 yards.
Third down.
Whittinghill on the signal, and the give to Bob Feldy. Feldy into the end zone. Beautiful blocking on the left side of the Lane Tech offense. John Miklaszewski, the left tackle, and Rich Wiederer, the left guard. They opened a huge hole that you and I could have run through.
Had to walk through it.
Bob Feldy, fine blocking up front, and Bob Feldy into the end zone. I'm sure that makes that Lane Tech bench feel a whole lot better.
Oh yeah, they're back in the ball game now. 14-6 the score.
Luigi Belmonte does the place kicking for Lane Tech. We'll see if they're going to go for 1 or 2. It looks like 2 points. And they will start it from the near hash mark.
Now Rita's got a clamp down here. It may mean a lot in the future of this ball game.
Whittinghill with the give. The give inside, and it powers over for the conversion.
On second effort. He was stopped about 1 yard out and finally drove forward to get it across.
Ball carrier was John Sanabria, man who set that all up with an 86-yard kickoff return. We have 3:23 to play in the first quarter, with St. Rita now leading Lane by a 14-8 score.
You know, Sanabria did that all last week, too. The moment you hit him, he began to drive even further. And we were considering him up here in our booth as a potential most valuable because of his extra drive he put in it. And he did for the 2 points here. He was stopped at about the 1 and just kept on driving.
Been handed a note that is the most points that Lane Tech has given up in 1/2 this year. 14 points, and there's still 3:23 to play. That says something about St. Rita, and it also says something about the way that defense has played this year. Luigi Belmonte doing the kicking, and 27, Mike Murphy, is back to receive along with 42, Jeff Taylor.
Now they squibbed it last time, and St. Rita fumbled it.
Again, a low one, and is picked up, and it is dropped, and it is dropped again, and this time 44, that is, who is that for St. Rita? That is Mike Kingsbury.
We
finally
almost had a
fell on the ball
replay.
at the 33.
Whew.
Art Fumetto, number 33, in on the tackle for Lane Tech. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, we will call it, and the clock starts to roll at the snap. No, it'll start to roll now.
That'll make a coach chew ulcer pills.
For sure.
Oh.
Number 16, Marty Strosha, the St. Rita quarterback, is the give as the second man through. John McGowan into the center of the line before he's brought down by Dave Loritzen, strong side linebacker, number 52. There you see number 78 for the Lane Tech Indians, and that is John Chaplin. He's 6'1", 215 pounds. Looks like he's got a foot problem down there in the...
Yeah, the ice pack under the left ankle there, or left heel at least. Foot is resting on it.
Weather probably doesn't make it feel any better. 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Marty Strosha, the give, again up the middle. This time it is Mike Murphy, and Murphy is corralled down there.
They held a team meeting on his body, but he still picked up a couple of yards.
Luis Munoz, number 60, on the tackle. Gain of 2, call it 3rd and 3 at the 41, and looks like that Lane Tech defense may have taken a little hard from that drive.
I think that touchdown was needed by Lane Tech, and certainly it's going to help them in terms of their team effort now.
And Rita would love to keep this one moving, just to drive it back down their throats if they can.
3rd and 3, big play. The pitch back, John McGowan. McGowan with plenty of blocking. Turns the corner, 1st down yardage, midfield, out of bounds. Out of bounds, about half a yard short of midfield. Art Fumetto, the safety man, knocked him out there. Enough for the 1st down, and we'll take a look at it.
Watch him follow his blockers, and the blockers are working.
Good block by Mike Murphy. John O'Neill also with a fine block. Out of bounds, the clock stopped, 2:02 to play in the 1st quarter. 1st down at the 49-yard line for St. Rita. And the Mustangs on the move again. They lead 14-8. Strosha fakes inside, now the pitch back, and a fine grab by Mike Murphy. He's got running room, 40, and knocked out of bounds, knocked down at about the 37-yard line. 41, Dave Peterson with the tackle.
Boy, he did a juggling act with that ball. He ought to be in somebody's circus.
27 is Mike Murphy, and Mike Murphy, of course, the most valuable player in last week's Catholic League championship.
Watch the last-minute pitch back and the juggling. He finally gets it and finds room.
Lane's number 76, Big Fred Reed, forced that play. It is 1st down at the 36-yard line, and Strosha to throw, and he's being rushed. The pass outside, incomplete, intended for John O'Neill. Luis Munoz in very quickly on the quarterback.
Now, they broke through quickly on him. He didn't get a chance to get set at all on that one.
No, on previous situations, Lane has been pinching the end down, which has permitted Strosha to get to the outside. There, Lane used the end to contain Strosha and force him to set up inside where Munoz could get to him.
Tom, I have a hunch that when the team jumps out in front like St. Rita did, and the other team is set back on his haunches, that's where a lot of the coaching comes in, too.
For sure. Well, a lot has to do with the character of your kids at that point, too.
Marty Strosha with a quick out pass to Scott Craig on the near sideline. He's out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Short of a 1st down by about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Again, we're in that position that St. Rita would love to keep this drive moving.
And there is our ground level camera, minicam crew, headed up by Ken Harvey, giving you those ground level shots. Ken's looking for a warm place on the field down there. There is no such thing.
Have you ever noticed wherever Ken walks, everything tilts his way? 240 pounds.
3rd and 1 for St. Rita from the Lane Tech 27-yard line. And Lane Tech trying to stand up and say no right here. Strosha over the middle, and it's down low and incomplete. Intended for number 85, Jim Byrne, the tight end. Dave Peterson right there to break it up.
There would be no chance on that reception. It was just thrown short. Because he was getting the rush put on him again.
And Jim Byrne covered like a blanket as well.
Strosha didn't have a chance to set his feet to get back there with the ball.
Now we have a 4th and 1 from the 27, and St. Rita will go for it here with a minute and a half remaining to be played in the 1st quarter. 44th annual Siege Football Championship, St. Rita and Lane Tech.
What are they going to do, fellas?
I think Strosha will keep it. Strosha does not keep it. He gives it right up the middle, and Murphy bounces off. Did he get enough for the 1st down? He is out of bounds at the 22.
Yes, he's got the 1st down. Good second effort by Murphy.
How familiar did that look?
That looked a little like the Loyola game.
Last week's touchdown where he bounces off after the hole is filled up. This one he didn't spin out of it. He just kept on coming. Last week he spun out of it.
Mike Murphy out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and there is an official timeout on the field.
And that's disheartening as heck for Lane Tech.
It looked like Lane had stopped Rita for the 1st time in the ball game. and Murphy bounces off and goes outside and picks up the first down.
That is
Fumetto is hurt.
Co-captain Art Fumetto, safety man, right. And he's being helped to the sideline.
I think it's a breath situation. He got the breath knocked out of him, the wind knocked out of him. When they bend over like that, and he's able to talk to people, but it's like he took one in the gut.
Into the ball game is number 34, Richard Strapp, 5'7", 150-pound senior, also operates out of a running back
First and
position.
10 on the 22.
Dave Peterson has moved over to a safety position. Marty Strosha fakes and wants to look for a receiver. John McGowan trying to throw a block for him, and he's going to be forced out of bounds.
McGowan did give him time, though. He held onto that. Well, that's the wrong word to use. He stayed with his block.
Marty Strosha, for looking for a receiver downfield, could not find one. As we take another look at it, and that is not John McGowan.
No,
that was number 73, Lance Krajasik. And now it is 2nd and 11 from the 23. Lost 1 yard on the play. Art Fumetto back in the lineup at the safety position for Lane Tech. And Strosha going to roll right. And again, under a heavy rush, he gets it away, and it's intercepted.
That had to happen if he kept throwing. But that defense all over him, he just has been pumping it out there.
Steve Whiting, the rover back, was right there, and Marty Strosha had to unload under a heavy rush.
There wasn't a red jersey around.
There it is, and there you see Steve Whiting, and he slips and falls at the 14-yard line. First down, Lane Tech. That is a big play for both St. Rita and Lane Tech.
It certainly is. Rita had a drive moving, and that blunts it like nobody's business.
Mark Whittinghill calls the signals, and John Sanabria in motion to the far side, and the give is up the middle, and now to the sideline, and nowhere to go is Bob Feldy. Before he's cracked out of bounds, he may have lost a yard on the play. Ron Marciano, number 41, right there to make the play for St. Rita. Well, prior to that interception, Marty Strosha was having a good day passing, 5 of 7 for 70 yards. Now he's got an interception chalked up.
It should be pointed out that's the first time that Lane Tech did stop Rita all day.
Rita has only had, so far as I remember, 2 running situations where they lost yardage.
Those coaches really pick those things up, don't they? 2nd and 10, Lane Tech, their own 14, operating out of a hole. We're under the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. And the give is to Bob Feldy again, a little hole over the right side, across the 15, 3, maybe 4 yards. Looks more like 17-yard line.
That
3rd and 7.
Rita's defense is working. It's a smaller line against a much bigger line, but it's working so far. 3rd and 7. 34 seconds, 33 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. St. Rita leading 14-8 over Lane. They're going to throw on 3rd down here. Long yardage, 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7, that's pretty deep in their territory to throw. We'll see what Mark Whittinghill has in mind. Whittinghill's going to throw. Looks for a receiver over the middle, overthrow. No, he's got him! Beautiful! 85 is Brian Johnson, the tight end. I was looking at Chuck Richards, the split end over the middle, and he threw a little deeper, just a simple crossing pattern.
Yes, he was just running a deep post pattern there.
And from our vantage point, he was covered by 2 red jerseys. I didn't even see him in the midst of those 2.
You watch, there's Richards down low, and there's Brian Johnson on the receiving end. Up near midfield, he's brought down at the 45-yard line.
Well-thrown ball by Mark Whittinghill.
Big play for Lane.
That is the end of the first quarter with the score St. Rita 14 and Lane 8. First play of the second quarter has just taken place, and Bob Feldy was thrown for a loss by St. Rita's defensive end Matt Wittry, number 87. Take a look at it. Here's the handoff to Feldy.
Watch him break through. There he comes.
Good play by the Mustang defense. That will make it 2nd and 11. Lane Tech operating from its own 44-yard line. Whittinghill, there's an unusual formation. Whittinghill with the give now to Feldy again. Feldy trying to find some running room, and he doesn't find it.
Closed it down. The blocking did not work.
Excellent defensive pursuit by the whole St. Rita defense.
Charge led by number 66, junior end Greg Massajunas. Take a look at the total yardage in that first quarter, and clearly dominated by St. Rita. 83 yards rushing, 70 yards passing for a 153 total. Lane with 30 yards on the ground and another 28 passing, 58 yards, and I'm sure Ron Rio would like a little more production than that on offense. Clock running, we have 10:45 to play here in the first half. St. Rita 14, Lane Tech 8. The Indians with the ball at their own 43-yard line. 3rd and 12 facing Mark Whittinghill, and he will drop straight back to throw. Good protection. Over the middle, complete. Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson inside the 45 to the 43 for another first down. Ron Marciano made the tackle.
They got it when they had to have it. That was long yardage, and he got it on the pass. They're throwing into the sun, incidentally.
Right over the middle, and there's a wide open Brian Johnson. And Jeff Taylor and Marciano in on the tackle. That is a first down for Lane Tech at the 43-yard line.
A definitely needed play by Lane.
On that particular play, Joe Berry slipped down. I wonder if his knee didn't give up. I see him leaving the ball game right now.
Joe Berry limps to the sideline. He's replaced by number 67, Mark Zavagnin. Whittinghill.
Flag.
And a flag on the play, and that play will not count.
Flagging that it was thrown in the defensive backfield, but it's going to be against Lane.
That will be a procedure call against Lane Tech, something the Indians probably did not need right about now.
Well, now, even last week against Prosser, Lane had a number of illegal procedure calls. It seems like they're going on a real quick count, and they haven't been set for that full second before the snap.
You take a look at that Lane Tech huddle, and the offensive players hold hands in the huddle, as the Chicago Bears do and a couple of other professional football teams. Big number 72 is Marshall Cheatham. 6'2", 260-pound senior, and you know there's some college scout somewhere licking his lips. Whittinghill going to throw. Looks for a receiver and throws it down the field for Sanabria.
He stepped out at about the 17 or 19-yard line. See where they mark it.
That's the same play that Sanabria caught for a touchdown against Prosser.
Marking it out at the 20.
Here's Whittinghill, and it was just a quick right up the sideline for Sanabria.
Sanabria came out of the slot, flowed to the outside, right up the field, whereas the outside receiver ran a curl and took the defensive back inside.
And had he been able to just maintain his footing, he'd have been clear on into the touchdown.
Man in charge of our stats, Tony Perry, says that was good for 28 yards, a 1st and 10 for Lane at the St. Rita 20-yard line, and the Indians are on the move. Mark Whittinghill calling the signals, and he gives right up the middle. Number 30 is Tony Giacomino, and he has a couple before Mike Rafflin wrestles him down at about the 18-yard line. 17. Call it a gain of 3, make it 2nd and 7.
Well, again, now, St. Rita has really got to go to their mettle here. They've got to stop them, or Lane is definitely going to be back in this ball game with a potential for going ahead. St. Rita leading now 14-8.
I'm happy to say that this has turned into the football game we've expected.
Yes.
A lot of offense.
2nd and 7, clock running, about 9:22 to play in the first half as Mark Whittinghill set to put the ball in play, the fake and another whistle.
I think they jumped off. Lane jumped off. It looked like the interior left side of the line went off first.
They will step it off against Lane Tech.
That has got to hurt Lane when they get a
Illegal
momentum
procedure.
going like that.
Procedure call goes against Lane. That will back them up 5 yards and make it a 2nd and 12 from the 22.
It is things like that that made for a frustrating season with the Chicago Bears, remember? They'd get a move going, and then all of a sudden, some kind of a holding penalty or an offside.
That's what they are paid not to do.
Exactly.
Clock starts again, 9:15 to play, 2nd and 12. Mark Whittinghill, straight drop back. Gets good protection and throws over the middle. Chuck Rashar is the intended receiver out of the right side. He is the split end, covered on the play back there by number 61, Pat Bayers, a linebacker, junior linebacker who dropped back.
It was just overthrown. He was over his head. extended his arm trying to get it, to knock it down into possession, but he couldn't do it.
Joe Barry still on the sideline for St. Rita, and St. Rita going with a couple of junior linebackers now, and Pat Bayers and Mark Zavagna, who looked pretty good last Sunday, incidentally. 3rd down and 12. Mark Whittinghill probably will go to the air again. Bob Feldy out of the backfield, and he is the intended receiver, and he's way overthrown. Jim Riles with the coverage on the corner. Senior cornerback Bob Feldy right out of the backfield, headed for the corner of the end zone. And Mark Whittinghill just didn't have time to wait for him to clear.
No, he didn't. Here's where that penalty is starting to hurt him. They had a very nice drive going, had 2nd down and 8, and all of a sudden a penalty, and then they had 2nd and 13, and now they've thrown the ball twice, and it's been incomplete. He's got to come up with a big play now.
Well, the coach just sent in a play from the sidelines. See what the coach sent in. With 4th and 12.
Mark Whittinghill, 3 out of 6 in the passing department for 70 yards. He will no doubt go for his 7th aerial of the day here. 4th and 12, and the pitch, no, it's a razzle-dazzle play. John Sanabria back to the inside, gets a block and cuts down. He is not going to make 1st down yardage. Jim Riles there for the tackle. At about the 15-yard line, he comes up about 5 yards short. It will be 1st down for St. Rita. The ball goes over. Not a bad play, though, out of the Lane Tech playbook.
No, but an excellent play by Riles. He stalled the play and gave his defense a chance to pursue it.
And it's an excellent situation for St. Rita, even though they're deep in their own. They stopped the drive of Lane in that particular series of downs.
St. Rita ball, 1st down, their own 16-yard line, and they give us to Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy looking for running room on the outside, turns the corner and brings it upfield. Across the 30, out to about the, they're gonna call it down at about the 27-yard line.
That
76,
Murphy,
Fred Reed trailed the play and made the tackle.
Murphy can really break it for you.
Here's Fred Reed fighting off blockers coming over. He is number 76, and he catches up and collars Mike Murphy right there.
But they got out of that deep position in their part of the field, and it's 1st and 10 for St. Rita.
11-yard gain on the play by Murphy. 1st down, 27-yard line. St. Rita with the ball and a 6-point lead.
And you saw the defense jump and make contact.
And I just saw Ron Rio turn and walk the other way on the Lane Tech bench. What makes you angry during a football game, Tom?
Those penalties and fumbles will do it every time.
That's a quick and easy way to pick up 5 yards, because it's 1st and 5 now for St. Rita's.
Ball moves out to the 32-yard line now for the Mustangs. 8:41 showing on the scoreboard clock to play in the 1st half. 44th City Championship football game. The Mayor's Prep Bowl. Marty Strosha with the handoff, and that's going to go nowhere. The give was to number 33, John McGowan, and linebacker Ted Tim was there on the tackle, number 55.
We got a 2nd and about 4.
You know, we play almost a quarter and a half, and not one of us has mentioned how if we're cold or not.
This is not bad.
No, it isn't.
No, by comparison with the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's all the excitement out in the field that's keeping us warm.
That must be it. 2nd and 4, Marty Strosha, the give up the middle. John McGowan got a couple of yards across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Make it 4th and 1 at the 36. Marshall Cheatham made the tackle, number 72. It will be 3rd and down.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. How about it, Tom? Are they growing them larger these days?
Kids, I think, in general, are larger than what they were, say, 10, 15 years ago. In fact, more agile, too.
St. Rita has crossed the 100-yard rushing mark for the day, and a big hole for Mike Murphy.
There he goes again.
Mike Murphy busting through a big hole on the left side of the line out to the 48-yard line, and that is enough for another 1st down as we take another look.
Nothing fancy, just a straight-ahead dive, and Murphy read the blocking well.
They needed yardage before, he got him 11. They needed yardage again, and he picked this up for a 1st down.
Clock still running. St. Rita chewing up a lot of the clock. 7:20 to play now in the 1st half. And the give is to Mike Murphy, and Mike Murphy across the midfield mark down to about the 48-yard line of Lane Tech. It'll be 2nd and 6, a pickup of 4.
Well, there's 7:08, 7:07 to go in the half. I'm sure Rita would like to go into the half leading, but I don't know that they want to settle for 14-8 the way they're going here.
Marty Strosha doing his best to up that lead. The handoff now, Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy breaks free across the 40-yard line down to the 39 of Lane Tech.
1st down.
Art Fumetto was the man hanging on to bring him down. Mike Murphy really piling up the yardage. He's a deceptive runner.
He's a strong youngster, right? He's built very close to the ground and has got tremendous agility.
Clock continues to run, 6:37 to play in the first half. St. Rita first down at the lane, 39-yard line. And Strosha sticking to the ground. Mike Murphy this time piled up at the line.
They were waiting for him. Murphy is listed at 5'8" and 185 pounds. So he's like a fire plug in there and maintains his balance very well.
There is big Marshall Cheatham, number 72, is right there to bring him down. Not much you can do about that. He fought off a good block, too. Make it 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. The ball at the 39 as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter. Marty Strosha, the give, a dive play off the left side, and that is number 33, John McGowan, and John Larson made the tackle. A pickup of about 4.
Very big play coming up now for Lane Tech.
Yeah, if they can stop him here.
Right.
Make it a pickup of 3, 3rd and 7 at the 36.
Lane has got to get that ball back to them now so they can get back in this ball game. They're losing 14-8, and we've got 5:40 or so to go till the half. Lane wants the ball back. Rita wants to keep this drive going. 3rd and long.
And Marty Strosha
almost mishandled the snap. There's 2 flags down.
It may have been a late snap from the center there.
Right. It certainly wasn't a clean snap. He bobbled it and then just tried to sneak back up inside and get as much as he could.
Assuming illegal procedure against St. Rita's, and Lane's crowd has something to cheer about here. There's this mishandled snap.
And Marty Strosha could go nowhere as Luis Munoz came in on him. It is now 3rd down, 12 yards to go situation. The ball now in play at the 41-yard line.
Will he throw it here and take the chance?
I think he'll go up top with it.
Far left side, Scott Craig. And Marty Strosha drops straight back.
Here comes the screen.
And the screen is to, who is that? That is Mike Murphy.
Mike Murphy.
He just threw it too short, and Murphy had to sit there and wait for that ball to come to him.
And Fred Reed was waiting for Mike Murphy to come to him, too. He made the tackle on the play, 4th down, and Mark Strummel or Marty Strosha, either one. It looks like Mark Strummel will kick it away.
This is Mark Strummel's first punt of the day.
See if he angles it for
those
the
coaches, you can't beat that natural knowledge. You know that? He just
see if he angles it. Or we'll just try and kick it as far as he can.
I'm sure he'll put him down in the hole, that's for sure.
Mark Strummel will get it away close to midfield mark. And a high snap. And Lane Tech will,
kick.
Look at the kick all the way into the end zone.
He darn near kicked it off the field.
That went about 50 yards from scrimmage.
Well, considering he kicked it from, we'll say, his own 45, it went almost out of the end zone.
And Lane Tech will put it in play 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, and they have 4 minutes and 45 seconds to make the 80-yard march downfield.
4:45 to go in the half, 14-8 to score.
We don't have a bad crowd here today, you know that?
No, that strategy they use as far as admission, it really worked.
It's a nice idea, too. Mark Whittinghill calling the signals, and he gives to John Sanabria, and John Sanabria doesn't get anywhere. Pat Bayers, number 61, there to beat him on the tackle, along with number 55, John Botica, and a host of other Mustangs.
Sanabria had a secret, and they tried to pry it out of him. Everybody wanted it from St. Rita's. Boy, hello.
I want to pay tribute to our spotters today, Lane Tech's Gus Anderson and St. Rita's Scott Melito up here giving us a hand.
2nd and 10, Greg.
Gus is a sophomore at Lane Tech, and he'll be back on the Lane Tech sidelines next year. Whittinghill to throw. Evades a rush, can't get it away. Evades another tackler. Mike Rockman is after him. He can't reach him, and he's finally met. Flag. There's a penalty marker on the play. Matt Wittry finally made the tackle.
And I guess you'd have to say either holding or clipping. But we'll see what they call it. They almost had Whittinghill twice back there, and he just kept spinning away from their grasp. They're talking to St. Rita. Clipping against Lane.
And that is going to hurt.
Oh, is that putting him deep? Let's see if we can pick up the clip here. Here it comes, right there, right there.
Greg
Hit it from
Massachusetts
the
was in
back.
pursuit, and he was clipped from behind, and that moves the ball back. There's some hesitation on the part of St. Rita, wanting to know whether they wanted it 3rd and 10 or so.
Well, there's 4 minutes to go till the half. It's 2nd and 22.
Actually, on the play, it should be half the distance. And I believe the ball is at the 20. It should be on the 10, and they've got the ball down about the 7.
2nd and 22, 8-yard line. The pitch is to Bob Feldy. Bob Feldy looks for running room, uses a block, and gets across the 10 out to the 13-yard line.
I'm sorry, let me back myself up on that one, all right? It came from the spot of the clip, which was half the distance, all right? The clip was somewhere around the 14, 15-yard line.
Okay.
All right.
Mark Savagna made the tackle at the 13-yard line, and it will be 3rd and a long, 17 yards to go. And we have seen Mark Whittinghill does not hesitate to throw from deep in his own territory.
Well, he's deep in his own territory. If he's going to pitch one out, he's going to have to do it now.
He's completed all of his passes right out over the middle, too.
It's very important they pick up a first down here. Otherwise, St. Rita's going to end up with excellent field position and with an opportunity to score just before halftime.
If he throws, the reception's got to be beyond the 30 to get the first down.
John Sanabria in motion. Chuck Richard is split to the near side here. He rolls left, and he's under a heavy rush, and he throws it up for grabs.
And Rita bats it down, a flag.
We will wait for the call.
Interference may be called here.
That is an interference penalty going against St. Rita. Will be a first down for Lane Tech.
We're going to be short by about 2 yards, Greg.
Well, where did it happen?
No, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, they don't get possession on this.
It's going to be 3rd and about 2.
Pass interference, the call against St. Rita. We will take a look at it. Mark Whittinghill getting it away and really throwing up a blimp.
Oh, again, I stand corrected. Automatic first down.
And it looks like the call will go against Ron Marciano, who is right on the back of Chuck Richard. 1st and 10 now. Lane at the St. Rita at their own 28-yard line, and the clock starts at 2:59 to play. And up the middle goes number 30, Tony Giacomino, brought down by Pat Bayers, number 61, in there on the tackle.
I tell you, Tom, I'm impressed with that lighter St. Rita players against these much heavier Lane players. They are holding their own on defense out there.
Well, it's the quickness. You've got to realize that defense is a team game, all right? You can block one man, but if somebody else is hustling, they can offset that.
Good point. 2nd and 7, the ball at the 31-yard line. Whittinghill with Giacomino and Feldy behind him, and he's going to throw. And he goes to the sidelines for Richard, just off of his fingertips. Chuck Richard's intended receiver on the play, number 41, Ron Marciano, was there for the coverage.
Got it down to 2:23 left in the half.
Well, you know, you look at the youth on that St. Rita defense, and they are going to be set for the next couple of years. Greg Massajunas is a junior. John Botica is a junior. Mike Rafflin's a senior, as is Matt Whittrey. But Pat Bayers and Mark Zavagnin, those two juniors, both linebackers there.
You had to remind me of that, huh?
You're going to face him again.
3rd and 7, the ball at the 31, and the pitch to John Sanabria. Sanabria cannot find too much running room before he is knocked out of bounds by Zavagnin. Number 67, and there you see him.
One defensive man stacked up the offense.
Here you see the pitch to Sanabria. Sanabria cuts inside of the block right there. But there is also Mark Zavagnin. Boy, what a fine football player he is.
4th and 5, and they're going to kick.
Dave Peterson, number 41, is back to kick it away, and Mike Murphy is back in single safety for St. Rita.
The wind is not a factor out here so far this afternoon.
And there's another fine kick. He'll spiral it down, and Mike Murphy wants a fair catch at his own 23, 24-yard line. Clock stops with 1:38 to play in the half. It will be a 1st and 10 for St. Rita, their own 24-yard line, and
well, if Rita can start chewing up the turf again the way they had, they'll also eat up that clock and go into the half with a 14-8 lead. They've been able to do that this afternoon, to punch out the yardage and keep control of the ball.
I get the feeling Pat Cronin isn't the cautious type, that he'll get all he can get here in this last minute 38. Here's the pitch to John McGowan with blockers in front of him, and he can't cut inside. He goes back outside, and he has a couple of yards before he is finally brought down by linebacker Dave Laritzen.
Good defensive flow by
Dave Peterson at corner. I think we saw that also. Prosser failed to break a real solid long gainer last week simply because Lane Tech flows so well along that defensive line.
It's closer to a 2nd and 7. Scoreboard has a 2nd and 8, but I think it's closer to a 2nd and 7 for St. Rita.
The Lane Tech defense, all but one, is a senior. Fred Reed, big number 76, is a junior. The rest are all graduating, as are linebackers Dave Loritzen and Ted Tim, and the entire safety. Ron Rio's got a lot to choose from, though, as the handoff goes to John McGowan, and a gain of very little.
He got to the line of scrimmage, and they just dumped him back. Pick up not even a half yard.
We are under the 1 minute mark here, and it will be 3rd and 8, and St. Rita calls a timeout. We have timeout on the field with 55 seconds to play here in the first half. St. Rita 14 and Lane Tech 8. St. Rita breaks the huddle, 55 seconds to play. The clock will start at the snap of the ball. It is 3rd and 8, 26-yard line, and Marty Strosha just might throw it. John O'Neill in motion. Strosha, straight drop back, looks to the side. That is Scott Craig.
And he made first down.
Dave Peterson there with the coverage, and he went to the yard marker and got out of bounds, and that is enough for a first down. Take a look at it, just a quick drop back and a simple out pattern by Scott Craig, and he is belted out of bounds there by Dave Peterson, who is a tough cornerback.
And that Craig is some kind of a catcher. Boy, he's a good receiver.
So's Thurman Munson.
Yes. Yeah, all right.
First
Craig
down.
incidentally is 6'1" and 175.
1st and 10, the ball at the 34-yard line. The clock will start at 51 seconds. Strosha, straight back, looks downfield and throws long. Jim Byrne trips and falls.
They ran into each other. It's going to be interference at the 40.
This will be an interesting call.
No, I think he's going to call it on the defensive back, all right?
The defensive back was disgusted with himself after the call, so it's got to go against Lane. They're unhappy, and St. Rita's very, very tickled about it.
It's going to give him a first down up near midfield.
I had thought that maybe Jim Byrne had tripped on his own accord, but I'm not sure.
No, I think the defensive back got position in front of him and then just stopped.
Can't do that, huh?
No.
Oh, can't do a pick like basketball, huh? Oh.
You got to make it look like you're going for the ball when you slow down.
I see.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Like a young John Cusack, like making big mistakes. I feel like for the first time in a long time I am not afraid. I feel like a kid. Never thought it'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dance.
We are back at Soldier Field for the start of the second half. St. Rita with a 14-8 lead over Lane Tech. Mark Strimmel will kick it away for St. Rita's Mustangs. Deep in receiving for Lane Tech is number 28, John Sanabria, and number 34, Richard Strapp. It has been a game dominated, but not completely by St. Rita. And pulling ball, and this time Lane Tech fumbles it, and Arfimetto falls on it at the Lane Tech 33-yard line, and that is where the Indians will put it in play. 1st and 10 as we get underway here in this third quarter of action.
Darn near had a repetition of what we saw the first play of the first half. In that instance, Lane kicked off to St. Rita, and they fumbled, and Lane recovered. But we're not able to score at that series.
Some very interesting facts about Lane Tech. This is Lane's, what is this? They've won 7 public league championships. This is their 6th appearance in the Prep Bowl. And Whitting Hill gives to Bob Feldy, and Bob Feldy is going to be nailed behind the line. Number 55, John Botica, junior defensive tackle, in on the play.
And Mike Raffelin helped to break that one up, too. He was the first one that had a crack at him and slow him down.
Lane first won a public league championship in 1923 before there even was a Prep Bowl. And they are 1-4 in this Prep Bowl competition. They beat Kelly 41-21 for the public league championship, and then lost to Mount Carmel 45-20 back in 1950. And hasn't Mount Carmel been in a lot of these bowl games? 2nd and 11 from the 32, Whitting Hill to, that is number 39, Bob Flamini, and Flamini grabs about a yard, maybe 2, before being tackled by number 61, Pat Bayers, and number 55, John Botica. We take a look at first half statistics. Total yardage, St. Rita 188, Lane 126. Not that lopsided. Statistician Tony Perry tells us that St. Rita ran off 33 offensive plays to Lane's 26. So Lane Tech came back for a little bit of prestige in the latter part of the first half, second quarter. Clock running with 10:40 to play here in the third quarter. And Whitting Hill to throw, sideline, 85, Brian Johnson out of bounds.
First down at about the 48 of St. Rita.
Wrestled to a stop by Jeff Taylor as we take a look at Mark Whitting Hill. He just flips it out here, and there is Brian Johnson, the tight end. And Jeff Taylor making the tackle at the 48-yard line. First down for Lane Tech.
Well executed play. Nice, easily thrown pass that can be handled.
Whitting Hill to Feldy. Feldy down near the 45-yard line. Mark Savagnan, Pat Bayers, 2 junior linebackers making the tackle for St. Rita. Both schools displaying an excellent marching band at halftime.
It's second and a long 7, if you want to call it that.
And that is number 44, Bob Feldy, trotting off the field. He is replaced in the backfield by looks like number 34, or 43, Dan Wickel, and the pitch is to Wickel. Wickel outside before he is tackled out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. 87, Matt Wittry over there with the stop.
He was almost tripped up as he made his cut and then whirled around that. Got additional yardage. Lane is showing some offense here, and they've got to.
Tom, we talked about it. It appears Lane Tech is going to have to make a decisive move to establish themselves in this half.
I think they've established themselves. It's just those penalties have been hurting them, Greg, all right? If they can eliminate them, I think we're going to see a heck of a ball game here in the second half.
Whitting Hill to throw. Sideline complete to 85, Brian Johnson. And Brian Johnson is brought down inside the 35 by Pat Bayers, number 61. And monster back 35, Mike Rapkin, as we take another look at it.
1st and 10, too.
Here's Whitting Hill, and this time he waits for Johnson to come over from the left side. And there he is, and Savagnan in hot pursuit. Brian Johnson tackled at the 33-yard line. Another first down for Lane Tech.
It looked like Whitting Hill wanted to go deep there and then went to a secondary receiver in Brian Johnson.
I think he looked deep over the middle and saw a lot of red jerseys out there. 1st and 10, Whitting Hill fakes into the middle. Looks like he's going to throw. Throws it short out here and low, intended for Bob Feldy.
Hit him right in the leg with it. But Whitting Hill is very calm back there. He takes a look at his initial receiver and then figured, okay, I'll go to the second man. He doesn't panic.
In fact, it's just my opinion, but Mark Whitting Hill looks a lot better than he did last week when he was named the most valuable player in that public league championship. There you see part of the Lane Tech crowd. It is 2nd and 10. Lane at the St. Rita 33-yard line.
And Lane desperately wants to get on the board here.
Whittinghill right up the middle. Number 39 is Bob Flamini. Or we'll take a look, I'm sorry, that is number 30, Tony Giacomino. Brought down by number 61, Pat Thayers.
3rd and 7, the ball on the 30.
Speaking of Whittinghill, he is 5 out of 12 today for 90 yards. If I could quickly divide 5 into 90, I could tell you what he's averaging, but I'm no math major. Clock running with about 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Whittinghill faces a 3rd and 7 at the St. Rita 30. And a handoff goes nowhere. Matt Wittry makes the stop on Tony Giacomino.
He got up to the line of scrimmage where Wittry met him.
John Botica right alongside of him. It will be a 4th and 6, gain of a yard.
Now this is an important play as far as Lane is concerned. With 4th and 6, they're inside the 30 of St. Rita, and they have got to retain possession to get on this scoreboard one more time here. St. Rita leading 14-8.
Whittinghill set, 4th and 6. Sanabria in motion to the near side, and Whittinghill looks to throw. And he's looking for Sanabria. He throws in south side, up short to 85, Brian Johnson.
And the
Bears
ball
there at the coverage.
Ball goes over to St. Rita. They held.
There you see Brian Johnson, 5'11", 180-pound senior.
Well, St. Rita will take over with the ball on their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for St. Rita. They held and stopped that drive of Lane Tech.
St. Rita, number 16, Marty Strosha. Quarterback, Mike Murphy, John McGowan. Behind him, John O'Neill in the slot. And again, Marty keeps it for a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards over the middle. Brought down by the center of that Lane Tech defense, anchored by middle guard Jose Vivar, number 62.
Pickup of 3 on the play.
That's interesting. He opened up the first half with a quarterback sneak, and he opens up the second half with a quarterback sneak.
A lot of guys try to get that first tackle out of the way, don't they?
I think so, just to get rid of the jitters.
Strosha calls the signals and then hands off to John McGowan. McGowan with a big hole. He's got first down yardage and more. Out to about the 43-yard line before he is tackled by members of the Lane Tech secondary, Art Fumetto, co-captain, and rover back Steve Whiting, number 42, as we take another look at it.
And here once again is where Lane is doing it. They're chewing up that yardage and getting the first downs when they have to. Even on 3rd and long situations, they're getting them.
73, Lance Krajacek, the left tackle, and 68, Brad Stubich, the left guard, who was only a sophomore, incidentally, opened a big hole. As we see a play that goes almost nowhere, Mike Murphy brought down by number 52, Dave Loritzen, and cornerback Dave Peterson came up to help.
Didn't quite make it to the 45-yard line. Pickup of a yard.
We have 7:10 to play here in the third quarter. This is the 44th annual Mayor's Prep Bowl. St. Rita 14, Lane Tech 8. Marty Strosha takes a look around, and McGowan and Murphy split in the backfield, and Mike Murphy gets the handoff. Left tackle gets about 3 yards, maybe close to midfield, before he is tackled down there. Let's see who gets up off the pile for Lane Tech. Number 55, Ted Tim, was down there on the tackle.
They're at the 49, their own 49 now. 3rd and 4. St. Rita has been able to pick up these first downs today, and that's been a prominent factor in their play.
John O'Neill in the slot to the left, and the give is Marty Strosha keeps it.
Does not make it.
Marty Strosha faked to Mike Murphy going up the middle and tried to go off his own left tackle, and he didn't gain much. Ted Tim, the weak side linebacker, there to bring him down, and we will probably see Mark Strummel punt it away.
Is this the second time he's punted today?
This is the second time, and I'll bet he pins Lane inside their 20.
As I recall, the first one was a dandy, wasn't
That's
it?
right. He went about 50 yards on the first one.
Mark Strummel, and back is Bob Feldy in single safety for Lane Tech. He will get it away from about his own 40-yard line, and he does just get it away. It bounces at the 23-yard line.
Bounce.
Inside the 15, and it will stay there. It is about the 14-yard line. St. Rita 14 and Lane Tech 8. The third quarter, and Lane Tech has just gotten a 5-yard gain out of running back Dan Wickel. It is a 2nd and 5 now, their own 19-yard line. Mark Whittinghill calls the signals, and on the draw play, it is Danny Wickel. Wickel out over the 20 to about the 22, 23-yard line maybe, before he is brought down out there by number 66, Greg Massajunas, a junior defensive end for the Mustangs. Gain of 4, call it 3rd and 1.
And again, Lane desperately needing to keep possession of this ball and to make this first down. 1 yard to go for the first down.
And Ron Rio shuffling players in and out. Bob Feldy and John Sanabria go in. Dan Wickel comes out, as does number 34, Richard Strapp. 3rd and 1, 23-yard line. Another important play for Lane Tech. Lane, the give to Bob Feldy. Big hole, right side, first down yardage over the 25, out to about the 27. Greg Massajunas in on the tackle for St. Rita.
In fact, he wanted to pick up that first down yardage so badly his feet almost went out from underneath him.
And again, Bob Feldy limps off the field. He must have a gimpy ankle, I would think, Tom.
I would think so. Now, that's about the 3rd or 4th time that he's limped out of the ball game after taking a hit.
But they did make the first down. Lane retains possession.
1st and 10, 27-yard line, clock running, 3:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The fake inside, the give coming back, and there's a lot of running room. John Sanabria, 40, 45, midfield, caught from behind, and out of bounds at the 44-yard line, knocked out by Mike Rapkin.
I think of all the kids on the field, that's the one who can be the most explosive.
Here it is right here. It's just a wingback reverse. Here he comes around.
Good block in there, right there on number, who was that, 67, Mark Zabagnan. And middle monster bag, Mike Rapkin finally comes over and knocks him out of bounds. First down, now Lane Tech at the St. Rita 44-yard line. They are on the move. Back inside, Dan Wickel rather, is caught from behind, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Jim Riles and Greg Massajunas on the tackle.
That Sanabria is the one who looks like he can break a play for you.
He's got great quickness. There's no question about it.
There you see Bob Feldy on the bench.
Right.
That would be a big loss to Lane Tech if he couldn't come back into the ballgame.
Well, it might mean they might have to rely a little more on their passing attack in Sanabria.
Of course, number 43, Dan Wickel, is a junior, and he should be an outstanding back next year for Lane Tech. Mark Whittinghill, the keeper, and he's got yardage. He's got about 5, maybe 6 across the 40 down to about the St. Rita 38-yard line. Jeff Taylor made the tackle. Let's take another look at Whittinghill. It's just a quarterback draw, quarterback delay.
All he did on that was step back and watch Mike Rafflin make his move, and then he just cut off of Rafflin's move. Rafflin is the nose man.
And Rafflin, in turn, is keying on what the offensive lineman.
Well, it's set. No, it's set in terms of which way he's going to angle.
Oh, I see.
See, he's always moving left or right, and the quarterback's just reading him.
They get a 3rd and 4, 38-yard line, and Lane Tech would dearly like to pick up 4 yards. Over the middle, out near first down yardage.
He may have made it.
That is number 30. Who is that? It is number 28, John Sanabria.
They're going to measure.
He is across the 35 down to the 34-yard line, and it looks from here
I'm going to say he made it.
that he got it.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had the play at all. It was just a good individual effort by the youngster.
I'm going to say he made it by a quarter of the length of the ball. Oh.
Co-captain number 60, Luis Munoz, in there to take a look for Lane Tech and all of the St. Rita defense as you take a look with us.
Quarter of the length of the ball.
First down, Lane Tech at the St. Rita 34-yard line. 6 points would tie this game. A conversion would put Lane Tech ahead.
The big thing for Lane now is that they're in 4-down territory, all right? They've got 4 shots at the first down. The big thing now is no penalties.
Yeah. Very important point.
Sanabria in motion to the near side. Whittinghill fakes the give inside and throws outside. And Chuck Richards could not hold on the pass, just a little bit behind him.
Well, Richard, on average, has caught a great many more than he ever dropped.
Ron Rio puts a little imagination into his offense.
That was well-conceived play. They used a little motion to force Rita into a rotation in their secondary and then try to throw the ball into the vacant area there.
Luis Munoz comes off the field for Lane Tech. It is 2nd and 10 at the 34. This time it is Wickel in motion to the far side. And Whittinghill is going to give right up the middle. That is Sanabria, and Sanabria is hit and hit hard.
He tried to spin when he got in there, but he only picked up maybe a yard and a half.
It's like a yard. Mark Savagnin there to
Yep.
Mike Rafflin to pick him up. Let's take a look at that Mustang defense.
Let's him fight off the block and keep on his feet, and then get in on the tackle. Mike Rafflin.
Make it 3rd and 9. The ball at the St. Rita 33-yard line. Another big play on both sides.
3rd and extremely long for Lane. They're going to retain possession and particularly try to get on that scoreboard. They've got to do something with this play.
Whittinghill to throw. Wickel out in the secondary. Here's a pass for Sanabria down deep. It is intercepted. 42 is Jeff Taylor, junior safety man, and the drive stops at about the St. Rita 2.5-yard line.
Taylor had that from the moment it was let go. He had his eye on it. He just positioned himself in front of the ball and took it.
Whittinghill's pass was a floater, and it hung up there. Did not lead his man at all.
I didn't think he got as much behind the pass as he had hoped to. But this is a good opportunity for Lane's defense to assert themselves and give their offense good field
I
position.
was about to say, this is like like booting a punt out of bounds inside the 5.
Right.
1st and 10. The ball will call it the St. Rita 3-yard line, and Marty Strosha operates out of a hole, and the handoff to McGowan. McGowan out to the 10-yard line, just short of the 10, maybe the 9.
Good pickup.
Tackled out there by 26 Bill Moylan.
Saves them from playing in their own end zone. The potential for the safety is much less.
Good hole opens up, and here comes 33-yard Fiumetto and 26 Bill Moylan meeting him at the 10-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 3 from the 10. We have 39 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. And
Timeout.
Art Fiumetto has asked for time out there in the Lane Tech secondary. Tony Perry, and statistician, tells us that Lane had that ball for 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
And we're not able to score. They used up a great amount of clock time, but didn't score.
If you look at time of possession, Lane is pretty well dominated here in the 3rd quarter now. They've had 2 nice drives. Both of them have been terminated inside the Rita 30.
Fiumetto was walking off pretty well.
I think he may have just had a cramp.
I'm allergic to pain myself.
You know, it's a great phrase for those not participating in sports to say to a kid, well, suck it up. Oh, yeah? Try doing it.
Out of a 12-minute quarter, Lane has had possession for this quarter at 8 minutes and 2 seconds, and we have 30 seconds to play. That is ball control. Strosha, the give. That is John McGowan. McGowan with a battle for the football out across the 15 before Fred Reed brings him down.
Got his first down.
Clock stops momentarily with 23 seconds to play.
Rita retains possession with that first down, something they had to do. Or if they were forced to kick it, Lane would have very good field possession.
Clock starts again. 18 seconds to play this. Unless it's a pass play, this will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Marty Strosha on the keeper, right up the middle. And he isn't going to get anywhere before the whistle blows. Dave Laritzen and Marshall Cheatham there to meet him. And we have 5 seconds to play.
Pickup of the 2 yards on the play. 2nd, and they call it 9 on the scoreboard.
We have come to the end of the 3rd period of play. St. Rita with the same 14-8 lead.
Now we pick up the action 2 minutes into the 4th quarter.
This time, John McGowan stepping over people and all the way down to the 6-yard line.
St. Rita is chewing them up now.
Art Fiumetto in on the tackle. Take another look at big John McGowan.
Nice blocking in front of him. He goes over, hurdles.
Just says excuse me a little bit here and works his way down to the 6-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 3. Clock running with 10 minutes to play in the game. Marshall Cheatham coming off the field for Lane Tech. Strosha with the give to McGowan. McGowan down inside the 5, maybe the 2-yard line. Dave Laritzen, number 52, with the tackle for Lane Tech.
And it's first and from the 1-yard line. Call it the 1. It's closer to that. 1st and goal. They've got 4 shots at it to move it 1 yard. A little over 1 yard.
Marshall Cheatham and Chuck Rashars into the ball game for Lane Tech. And now there is a whistle on the field. And we'll see if that's an official timeout or if Lane Tech has taken timeout. Lane Tech has taken the timeout.
Well, this could be the old cliche, the frosting on the cake. If they put a score on now, Lane has got a long way to come back in this final 9 minutes and 44 seconds of this ball game.
There you see Marty Strosha conferring with head coach Pat Cronin of St. Rita. I think we've seen something different with St. Rita here. They have not put the ball in the air in the second half unless they had to.
Well, realize now this drive started at their own 3-yard line now, and they've monopolized the ball quite well. I think we'll see them come out and line up in that full house again, and look for them to go behind Byrne, the tight end, 85.
No doubt they have some strong runners in that backfield. Mike Murphy and John McGowan have really been eating up the yardage.
It looks like they'll be running their play to the right here.
And Lane, which hasn't lost a game all year, is up against it today.
Strosha inside to Mike Murphy, and Mike Murphy piled up near the goal line.
He did not make it.
Getting up off the pile is number 72, Marshall Cheatham, number 60, Luis Munoz, and number 83, Chuck Richards.
He's at the same position he was, just outside the 1. They've made no yardage.
I wouldn't be surprised now to see Strosha come out with the option now to the left here.
Marty Strosha over the center. The give is to Mike Murphy. Touchdown! Hey, look at the St. Rita bench. St. Rita bench is ecstatic as they go out in front 20-8 in this ball game.
And that, if St. Rita can continue to do what it's been doing all afternoon, when they get their hands on the ball, is to retain possession, shut off Lane. They've got themselves the ball game.
Marvelous blocking on the left side. The St. Rita line. Number 60, Pat Cleary. Number 50, Vince Minich opened up a big hole. Number 12, John O'Neill will hold for number 16, Marty Strosha, who boots his... Oh, he hit the goal post and it bounced away.
So it stays 20-8.
St. Rita 20, Lane Tech 8. We'll take a pause and be back in just a moment. A low bouncing ball taken at the 35-yard line, and that looks like 83 or 33. Art Fumetto. Art Fumetto carries the ball up near the 45-yard line, and Lane will work from good field position with 9:07 to play in this ball game.
It's a rather short kick that Fumetto picked up and then got behind a wall and tried to find his way around that wall and get up to the 46.
Starting from their own 3-yard line, St. Rita went 97 yards in 12 plays in just under 4 minutes for the touchdown. 20-8, Mustangs leading the Indians. Mark Whittinghill calling signals, and he's going to throw. He's got the sun in his eyes, throws across the middle and throws behind his man. That is number 83, Chuck Richards. Mark Savagnin covering on the play.
That was almost picked off.
I don't think it's much of a secret now that Lane Tech not only has to put one of those long drives together, but they have to score at the end of it.
That's been the thing. They have been able to put some long drives together, but they haven't put any points on the board with them.
That's the thing that's got to be very frustrating to Coach Rio and his staff, is that they have moved the ball well on a number of occasions and have come up empty-handed.
Mark Whittinghill was doing very well in the passing department at one time, but he is now 5 of 16 for 90 yards. He'll try it again, and he's under heavy pressure, and he's caught from behind.
Fumble!
Mike Raplin.
Flag. There's a flag on the field.
We've got a little bit of everything on that. We've got a quarterback sack, we got a fumble, a recovery by the offensive team, and a penalty on the play, and that may be a clip. There is a sign I'm unfamiliar with, Tom Mitchell.
I think he thought he lateraled the ball.
Well, 65.
It's going to be against Lane.
And Duffy is down there holding the official's flag.
He's not calling that a fumble, he's calling it a lateral.
Okay.
And he was beyond the line of scrimmage at the time it happened.
And there is the call by Tom Quinn. It goes against Lane Tech. And the scoreboard, that must be a loss of down.
It is a loss of down, yes.
3rd down, 13 yards to go. 41-yard line.
And at this stage of the game, and we've said it before, but this is one of those situations, Lane has got to retain possession. They've got to pick up this first down with 3rd and about 14.
43 is Dan Wickel, flank to the right side. 85 is Brian Johnson out to the left. And Whittinghill going to look for a receiver. Short, Sanabria, midfield. Good move by John Sanabria.
Did not make it.
To the 47-yard line, John Sanabria with the reception.
He's going to be short by about 2.5 yards on this.
He had to get down to the 44.
And this will be a 4th and about 3 for Lane Tech, and I don't think there's much doubt they're going to go for it. Clock is running at 8:15, and they need a couple of touchdowns.
Score is 20-8, St. Rita over Lane. 8 minutes and 7 seconds to go in this 44th playing of the Prep Bowl in Chicago, the Chicago City Championship.
8 minutes on the nose, 4th down, 3 yards to go at the 47-yard line of St. Rita, and Mark Whittinghill has to come up with 3 yards. The give, 39 is Bob Flamini, and he may have made first down yardage.
It looks like he made it.
Ron Marciano came up from his cornerback position to make the stop. We'll see where it is placed down, and it is a first down for Lane Tech.
They had to do that. They had to retain possession, or it would be just about all over for their chances.
Clock starts again, 7:42, 7:41, and 7:40 to play in this game. Bob Flamini out of the lineup. Tony Giacomino goes in at fullback, number 30 for Lane Tech. Might add right here, the 2 touchdowns, even without the conversion, would give Lane Tech a tie. St. Rita 20, Lane 8. 1st and 10, the clock moving at 7:21 to play in this football game. Sanabria in the slot right side. Rolling right, here comes Mike Rafflin. Pass is short. Mike Rafflin, number 64, St. Rita's middle guard, in on the quarterback in a hurry.
A couple of people from St. Rita's sidelines are yelling that he was downing the ball, but he wasn't. There was a man within reaching distance of the ball.
Goes as an incomplete pass for Whittinghill. And 39, Bob Flamini, back into the lineup to replace Tony Giacomino. Some of these names are really fun on this team, you know that? Have a backfield of Whittinghill, Giacomino, and Sanabria.
You just passed the NBC announcer's test.
7:15 to play, 2nd and 10, 44-yard line. Whittinghill, the pitch back, that is Sanabria. Sanabria looking for running room, and he is hit hard.
Hello.
41 is Ron Marciano up from his cornerback position to make the tackle on the play.
He put the shoulder to him. Watch the hit now as he makes his turn over here. Hello? Here it comes. Boom.
Just the way you coach it.
Ron Marciano with a fine play. A gain of 2. It will be 3rd and 8 from the 42, and then clock continues to work against Lane Tech. And every once in a while, Ron Rio on the sideline will steal a look up there.
Again, one of those vital 3rd downs.
You take a look at how it looks from the Lane Tech backfield. Whittinghill looks to throw. Here comes Massajunas. He throws back. Chuck Richards with a lot of people around him, and he falls incomplete. Fine play by Ron Marciano, number 41. Jeff Taylor, 42, also there.
2 men on the play. He had no chance. They had him covered like a cold sweat.
Covered like a cold sweat?
No, it wasn't a cold sweat. You don't prefer blanket, do you?
4th and 8 from the 42-yard line for Lane Tech. And again, they had come up against a big play. Not the only thing that accomplished for Lane was stopping the clock.
6:28 to go in this ball game. And 20-8 is the score. St. Rita on the long end.
I don't know how popular this game is. The official attendance today, 23,400.
And nobody has left. This has been a hard-fought ball game.
4th down, Mark Whittinghill needs 8. Dan Wickel in motion to the left. He drops straight back. This time, good coverage.
Back.
Looks like they wanted to set up a screen, and this time Whittinghill is going to run. He is at the 40, cuts inside. He is short of first down yardage at the 35-yard line. Unless he fell forward to it.
Some of the Lane men are trying to signal the official and tell them that they help them officiate, but I don't know whether they would go for it or not.
Very important where this thing is spotted.
Mike Rapkin and Matt Witry finally corralled Mark Whittinghill.
I think Whittinghill may have been hurt on the play, too.
He's down. Let's see where they put it. That's very important to Lane's chances in this ball game. 2 ways, if Whittinghill is down and if they made the first down.
Ended up about a 35-yard run for Whittinghill, a deep drop back to his own 40-yard line. Looked like they might have tried to set up a screen, and St. Rita wasn't buying it. It looked like only a 1-man rush.
Are they going to bring in the sideline markers?
I think they're getting ready to do that right now.
They'll be here. They come.
We take a look.
Whittinghill is still sitting on the
up
field.
now being helped up. And they did not make it.
St. Rita's going crazy. They did not make it.
Mark Whittinghill, accompanied by Coach Ron Rio, coming off the field. And the ball goes over at the 34-yard line. St. Rita gains possession with 6:16 to play in the game. And it got very quiet over here on the Lane Tech side of the field.
Yes, it did. That blanket we mentioned earlier suddenly descended on the Lane Tech crowd here.
Clock starts, 6:15. Marty Strosha brings his team to the line, and the give is to Mike Murphy. And the give is outside to John McGowan. Whenever that happens, I always give the quarterback a lot of credit for faking.
Okay.
Great fake into the line.
Certainly. Even fooled you,
yeah,
Greg.
Even me. 2nd and 8 from the
Very
36-yard
spot
line.
here for the Lane defense. Now they've got to do something they haven't done all day, and that's stop Rita in 3 plays.
They've got to do it in a hurry, that's right. 2nd and 8, the clock continues to run. Strosha with the give. Mike Murphy, big hole, left side. Out to the 40-yard line where John Larson makes the tackle.
Still going to be 3rd and long yardage, though, for St. Rita to retain possession here. 3rd and about 4.
Clock continues to run, 5:20 to play in this football game. St. Rita needs 3 yards to keep possession, and Lane Tech needs a big play right here on defense. Strosha gives up the middle, keeps it outside, and he is tackled. He did not make first down yardage.
They did not go for the fake on that one.
Fine play by number 42, Steve Wydick, the rover back for Lane Tech's defense. 41, Dave Peterson also came up with a play, and St. Rita going to kick it away.
They're going to kick it away. It'll be interesting now to see if Lane goes for the block at this point in the ball game.
Yeah, see whether they're coming or not, if they go back to defend the receiver.
I know it's tough to tell, that offensive line blocking from up here, but would you go for the block, Tom?
I think you have to at this point, being down,
They're not lined up for
12
it.
points.
Sanabria back deep at his own 23-yard line.
They're not
Strimmo
coming.
gets it away, and he gets a nice high kick away. Sanabria lets it bounce and picks it off at the 16, and he is wrestled to the stop by Mike Rapkin. Mike Rapkin with a big play for St. Rita.
He had the momentum going for him. He zeroed in on him, wrapped his arms around him, and threw him to the ground.
28 is John Sanabria, and he did all he could with that, and that was not much.
The announcer's calling it a 41-yard kick.
I think he wanted to handle that thing on the fly, but he's looking right up into that sun, so John played it safe and let the ball hit.
I think we've seen that John Sanabria is a good heady football player.
Yeah.
1st and 10, 17-yard line, Whittinghill back in there, and he throws, sideline pass. Oh, what a fine catch at the 25-yard line by Chuck Richards.
He kept his feet in.
That's a major league pass reception, Tom.
Yes.
Boy, just full extension on the body. Watch this now. Watch how he extends his body and stretches for that ball.
Ankles and feet, the only thing inbounds.
Oh, and good
Nice.
hands on Chuck Richards. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1, 25-yard line. Bob Feldy hobbles out of the lineup. No doubt about the fact that has had some effect on the Lane Tech offense today. Here comes a big rush over the middle and intended again for Richards. Falls short, incomplete.
We're down to 4:03 left to play.
And not much mystery at all about what Lane Tech is going to do on offense, what they have to do. As Mark Whittinghill's stats show, 7 for 21, 104 yards, and 1 interception. 2 interceptions, I believe.
The only thing you can think about that goes through your mind right now as far as Lane Tech is concerned is a certain Heidi ball game that went on NBC a few years back, where a lot of points were scored in the last few seconds.
3rd and 1 for the 25, Whittinghill on the draw, and it does not go. Mike Rafflin, number 64, in on the tackle. We take another look at that Lane Tech defense. John Sanabria was the man. Here comes Mike Rafflin. Mike Rafflin plays off the block by Luigi Belmonte and makes the tackle on John Sanabria. It is 4th and 3. Lane at their own 23-yard line.
Lane is sick of Mike Rafflin. We're down to 3:35 to play.
Dave Peterson is in there to do the punting for Lane Tech.
Well, any possibility of a fake here?
We will take a look as Dave Peterson is going to throw it. Going to throw it, now he's going to run it. He is not going to get much room. Big defensive play. 41, Ron Marciano. 64, Mike Rafflin on the stop, and the ball goes over at about the 20-yard line.
St. Rita was not fooled. They thought of the possibility of a fake, and they played it that way. Rita will take over at their own at the Lane Tech 20, and they've got a good opportunity to score again with 3:14 to go.
That Lane Tech defense, or that St. Rita defense, just smothered every possible angle.
They've got excellent quickness, and that was the difference on that play.
1st and 10, Marty Strosha with a full house backfield. And Marty just might keep it. Now he gives it away. Gives it to John McGowan. McGowan fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage. Marshall Cheatham is the guy he was fighting with. No wonder he didn't gain any yardage.
3 minutes to play.
This clock winds down. We would like to extend some special thanks to head coach Ron Rio, his staff and administration at Lane Tech, head coach Pat Cronin, the staff and administration at St. Rita High School for all their help and cooperation, and we get a lot of it up here.
We certainly do, and they're nice people to work with.
Lane Tech has stopped the clock with a timeout, 2:51 remaining to be played. Also like to thank our spotters up here, Scott Melito from St. Rita and Gus Anderson from Lane Tech. We appreciate your help very much all day. Not easy to stand up here in this broadcast booth and keep your cheering down to a minimum.
The truth of the matter is, since we got a little time out last week during the snowstorm out here, I am not making this up. We had at least 4 sparrows that flew into the booth to keep warm. I'm not making that up.
Shows you how dumb sparrows are, you know?
Either that or we're for the birds.
The timeout on the field, of course, taken by Lane Tech to stop that clock at the snap of the ball. 2:51. The clock will be moving. 2nd and 10 from the 20. St. Rita not concerned so much with getting into the end zone as they are using up that time. And the fake inside. Marty Strosha on the keeper. Inside. Works his way to about the 16-yard line. Before number 42, Steve Whiting, is there with a host of others to bring him down.
We're now down to 2:40 to play. As Greg mentioned, it's ball control here because you're going to give them terrible field position anyway. And the score is 20-8. St. Rita over Lane.
Under the 2.5-minute mark. Total rushing yardage, Lane 139 yards. St. Rita has barreled for 240 yards on the ground today. Marty Strosha to John McGowan. McGowan down near first down yardage at about the 11-yard line.
He's got to get to about the 9.5. See where they spot it down.
And it'll be 4th and 1.
4th and 1.
Ted Tim made the tackle. If this was pro ball, we would have the 2-minute warning right about now. But the clock keeps right on moving. 1:55 to play in the game. St. Rita 20, Lane Tech 8, and the Catholic League appears to have regained the city championship, at least for this year. John McGowan, first down yardage and more at about the 8.
That will do it.
Stop the clock.
That will do it, though. 1:45 to play. The winner is going to be, obviously, St. Rita over Lane. The Catholic League had 17 years of domination. St. Rita lost it last year to CVS. And Cronin and his team promised to come back this year and start it all over again for the Catholic League, and apparently they've done it.
1st and goal at the 7. John McGowan going outside, and Ted Tim hanging right onto him, out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Boy, Ted Tim and Dave Loritzen, Steve Whiting played a fine game in the backfield for St. Lane Tech on defense.
You know, the Lane Tech team is in the same position that their coach was a few years back. He too played in the Prep Bowl. He was on a losing team, but he still remembers that as one of the highlights of his football career. These kids will remember it also.
5-yard line. Scott Craig jumped off sides for St. Rita. That will make it about a 2nd and goal from about the 10. We would like to run some names right by you. People who have made this production possible, people whose names you don't see or hear on screen or at all through your audio. On camera today, Bruce Berquist, Connie Jones, Russ Diven, Ken Harvey, and Bobby Correll. Our slow motion pictures have been supplied by Norm DeCitas and electronic maintenance, Al Canispel and Dick Wallen. Minute 27 to play. 2nd down. Marty Strosha on the keeper. Pitches out. John O'Neill. John O'Neill at the 5. Steve Whiting making the tackle. Our graphics supplied by Izzy Brazeno. Lighting director is Connie Holcomb. Video, Rick Portright and John Wayne. Audio, Harry Donasso and Bill Kidd and Scott McLeod. our technical director, Paul Hempen. Our associate directors, Al Carton and Sandy Ware. Our associate producer, Jim Tanker. And this telecast produced and directed
by Carl Ebert. I got it wrong the other day. Can you believe it?
And you two are cousins, too, aren't you?
He said, hello, cousin.
Third down, 52 seconds to play, and the dive over the middle gets very little yardage before Steve Weidig makes the tackle. The clock continues to run, 43 seconds to play. And a timeout is called, again, by Lane Tech.
We're down with 41 seconds to play in this ball game, the 44th renewal of the prep ball game.
We mention all those names incidentally because they do a marvelous job out here and hardly ever get any credit.
That's a classy crew. That really is. Been working with those guys for a long, long time, and they do nothing but good work.
I also want to thank Tom Mitchell for stopping by in our booth again this year. It's been a pleasure, Tom.
Well, it's been my pleasure, Greg. Thank you very much.
Only one thing to say to you, Tom. Stay out of my business. You're too good. Boy, when a guy comes in good in his own business, then comes in and takes over yours.
Too kind, yes.
No, you're a heck of a guy. Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
Good grief. We forgot to mention our stage manager, Joe Migas.
Oh, are we supposed to?
Joe Migas, our only lifeline between the booth and the truck.
And Billy the Kid is out here, too.
Fourth down, Marty Strosha on the keeper. He does not get over there, and ball will go over to Lane Tech. Dave Peterson, Art Fumetto in on the stop, and Lane Tech gets the ball back with 36 seconds to play. There you see it, the official Waltham time on the clock.
Well, again, our congratulations to all the fellows who played on both teams, and in the Public League Championship game, the Catholic League Championship game. All of those kids have got a lot to be proud of. They played on championship games, and it isn't many kids who can say that. For some, it'll be the highlight of their whole athletic career. For others, they'll go on to other games and possibly other championships. But this was a very big one in this young lives of these lads.
Mark Whittinghill out here to Sanabria. Sanabria working one-on-one against Jim Riles, and Jim Riles has got him, and he gets help. Clock continues to run, 25 seconds. Interesting play. Flank Sanabria way out to the right side and let him go one-on-one.
Same old story, just trying to get that speed to the outside and let him handle the ball and hope he can break it.
15 seconds, and unless there is an incomplete pass, this will be the final play of the Prep Bowl. Outside and incomplete.
He's throwing it out to stop the clock.
And Mark Whittinghill had a little mustard on that.
Oh, yeah. The fella he hit in the leg with is going to remember that ouchie tomorrow. There's a photographer in the sidelines that took it in the right shin.
That's a tough job down there on the sideline. I've seen more than one photographer unable to get out of the way of an oncoming.
And all that thundering herd coming at you with shoulder pads and helmets.
We have 9 seconds to play, and the clock starts now. Whittinghill looking deep and throwing over the middle. Danny Weckel goes up, and it is intercepted.
He'll just run it out. He'll just keep on running. He'll run it out.
Pat Sayers has the football. That is the end of the game. St. Rita has won the city championship. The final score, St. Rita 20 and Lane Tech 8. At midfield, St. Rita has reclaimed the city championship for the Catholic League, a score of 20-8. Tom Mitchell and Ed Grennan, thank you very much for being with us, and we hope you have enjoyed the Mayor's Prep Bowl. The final score, once again, St. Rita 20 and Lane Tech 8.
Thanks for tuning in, Mustang fans, and what a treat it was to see the old tradition of St. Rita back at Soldier Field when the Prep Bowl used to pack the stands as we defeated Lane Tech 20-8. What an awesome treat it is for our young alumni and for our prospective students to see some of the old action that took place in the old days. So moving forward, we've got state championship weeks coming up. This next coming week is going to be the 2006 state championship game against Lake Zurich and University of Illinois. So be sure to check it out next week. State championship week starts 2006. Go Mustangs.